Hello everyone, welcome to this session. Our chapter is web development, and we are discussing about the HTML table tags. So in our past session, we discussed these HTML table tags in detail. So in this session, we'll cover them with the activity. So we'll discuss the activity on the HTML table tags. So in this activity, you see to create a simple table using the common HTML table tags and using various CSS, these cascading style sheets. These are just the style formats and edits that you can put to your tags just to have various appearances within your web page. So such which we use as suppose adding the borders. These are just the kinds of measure of the borders that cells can have. Then adding collapsed border, the collapsed borders can either be collapsed as they are or separate. We'll see how they differ in terms if you apply them. Then creating or adding the cell padding is just adding these measures of the content with respect to the borders of the cell. Then others is adding various alignments such as left alignments, center alignments of the text, or right alignments of the text. Also adjusting the border spacing. Either you are trying to adjust the spacing either in a ways like considering the separate borders. So separate collapsed borders, then you can add this border spacing. Also adding background color to the table. So let's dive into them. uh, We'll start with the our notepad which I've prepared. The notepad which I've prepared is here. You can see it. The common tags are open HTML and close ones. I've used this notepad plus plus. So the open and close for the HTML are right here. Then the body tags the closing one are there. The opening is somewhere else up there. So that's the body tag. Now the head, I've inserted the head here, opening and close. The title is my table. Then the styles, in this session we discuss how you can insert the various styles within a single page, but later we'll discuss you can use in the tags specifically. Also just separate document of the tags just to attach it throughout your web page. So the styles I've used, the table width, I've started with the 70%. Border spacing maybe 10 pixels. Border collapse, I've inserted as collapse. We'll see this collapse will display just separated with lines, but we'll see how it can differ to separate. Then the table head and the table data, I've inserted the border as in 5 pixels. The border for the every borders that make up the cell, 5 pixels. Then we will out and see how they look like. The paddings 30 pixels. We'll see the differences if I change them, and the text alignment as center. But you will see further when I use the other alignments. The table head, I've inserted the background color that is green, but I can also change the color and we'll see how it look like. In terms of the body style, background color, the whole background color of the page, put it as light blue, but you can change and put the other color as well. So the opening of the table is right here, and here the details plus the caption, that is the head of the table, timetable and the subjects. Then the table head role, these are just the comments that help to put the details intact. And in terms of the table role, for the first one, that is the serial number, weekday, and the subject, the first data role consists these details. The number one, Monday, then there's biology. Two, then there's Tuesday, chemistry. For the second data role, the third one, third, Wednesday, and geography. The tags that I've used, or the codes that I've used, are just the same until the fifth row, which are just the same. Now let's see how they will look like in your web page. How they will look like in your web page. So in your web page, they will look like this. So this is how it look like. This is the caption as I put it in tags. The timetable and the subject is covered. The color for the table head, that is green. can also change the color, and you see what difference might come out of it. Then the details which I've inserted and that I've made up the table are like this way. Now let's discuss some of the things that I said I will cover. The first one is the border. So in terms of the border from our notepad, uh, in terms of the border, I can change the border. So all the details which I'll utter mostly will be from here. Let's start with the border. For the table head and the table data, the border, if I change maybe to 4 pixels, if I save and if I go back to our web page, if I refresh, you have seen there is some kind of a small change whereby the borders they've decreased as I've changed the from the notepad those tags. Now you can simply see the tags which have been used, as I said before in a previous session when we were doing the other activity. You can simply see the various codes I've used using this shortcut control plus U. That's the shortcut that you can see the tags involved in creating this kind of a web page. But so these are the tags that have been used. So I hope that's clear. So about the border, I think that's clear. You can put the any kind of measure or just the any kinds of look or what you want for your table. So in other terms, in terms of the width of the table, maybe we've started with 70. What if maybe we put it to 80%? If we change it and Control S, if I save that kind of a change, if I go back to our web page, uh, if I go back to our web page, if I refresh, you will find that the table width has increased. So that's how you can put this thing, the table width. That's how you can put the table width. So I hope that's clear also. So that's all about the table width. You can put the details in which kind of the way you want. In terms of the alignment uh, from our notepad, if you want to align the text alignment for the table head and the table data, I've set it as center, but you can also put left or right. So let's try left. If I put left and I Control S this one, I save this one. If we want to see it how it might look like in our web page, we just go back and you notice after refreshing, the details or the text they've been aligned at the left hand side. So that's how you can align. So the same goes if you want to apply for the right hand side. The same will just look the same way. In terms of the table collapse, we've started with the collapse, but you can use the other way whereby if you put the separate, then the border spacing will be applied also. So let's use the separate. Now if I put separate, if I Control S this one, if I save this one, if I go back, uh, if we check, so you've seen that one, Control S. So you can see now it is separate. So the cells are separated from each other. As you have seen, I've added here the border collapse. I've put it as separate. So of that's clear. So if you can return it the same as maybe collapse, you see it as before. So if we go back, uh, if you go back, if you refresh, so the details the table will look like as before, as you can see like this. So I hope that's clear also. So I hope that's clear for what we've discussed so far. In terms of the border spacing, when you can use the border spacing when the border collapse is at separate. So we've seen how you can put it as separate. Now what if you change the spacing maybe to 20 pixels? If you save this one, if you go back to our web page and refresh the details, you'll find the table looking like this. So that's how you can find how it can be useful, the border spacing plus the kind of a border collapse that you can use. So of that's clear. In terms of the background color, we've applied it for the table head that the background color is green, but you can change here. Maybe you can put it as, maybe let's put red. If you save this one and go back to our web page, you'll find that color is displayed over to the table head, that is as you can see here. So hope that's clear, everyone. Uh, I don't know if there's anything else from our activity. I don't think so. The border we've already covered, the text element, the padding. In terms of the padding, as we said, it's just the measure of the content, how they can be displayed in correspondence to the what the cell borders. So what if we put it maybe 20 pixels? So if you save this one, if you go to our web page, you'll find some changes. You can notice them. If you refresh, you'll find those changes whereby as the table has shrunk a little bit. So that's all you can apply, and that's how you can create your own table. So I hope that's clear, everyone. So far we've covered in our activity. We said we will cover creating a table, adding borders, adding collapsed borders, adding cell padding, adding the various alignments, left, right, and center, adding border spacing. We've discussed it also, and adding a background color to the table. So that's all I have for this session of the script, and thank you for listening. We've discussed all those things, and I hope you can practice and you can easily create your own web page having a table. So I hope that's clear, and thank you.